Welcome back to the Shigeaki podcast, where health science and longevity meet one wise habit at a time. Let me start with a question. You take D3, maybe K2, a little magnesium every day, right? But what if the routine that once helped you is now quietly working against you? You see, I had a patient recently. She's 67, active, eats clean walks every day, and for nearly 2 years, she was taking 5,000 IU of vitamin D3 daily religiously. She'd read it was good for bones, for immunity, for aging well. But here's what happened. She started to feel exhausted, not just tired, but hit a wall drained. Her digestion changed, her sleep became lighter, and tests showed she had mild kidney stones. It didn't make sense until we looked at her supplement routine. She had no magnesium, no K2, and no breaks, just pure high-dose D3 non-stop. That's when I realized it's not just about what you take, it's about how long, how often, and what you take it with. And that brings me to someone who's been talking about this balance for decades, my co-host, Dr. Shigeaki Hinohara.
Thank you, Mark. In Japan, we treat supplements like seasonal herbs, not permanent prescriptions. We take them with intention, we cycle them, observe them, and sometimes we stop them. Because even the best medicine, when taken too long, without pause, becomes a burden. I've seen it many times. People mean well. They read an article, they start taking D3 magnesium, maybe K2, and they feel good. But after a year or two, their body begins sending different signals: tiredness, constipation, restlessness at night. It's not age, it's overuse or imbalance.
Today's episode is a wake-up call. In the next 20 minutes, we'll uncover the truth about long-term D3, K2, and magnesium use, when these nutrients support you and when they might backfire, subtle overdose symptoms you may be ignoring, and most importantly, how to cycle, balance, and combine them safely after age 50.
Your body changes with age. Your supplement strategy should too.
If you or someone you love takes daily vitamins or minerals, especially D3, K2, or magnesium, don't miss this. Like, subscribe, and share this episode. A small correction today could prevent a big problem tomorrow. Let's talk about something most people, even many doctors, overlook. D3 is not a solo nutrient. Yes, vitamin D3 is essential. It helps your body absorb calcium, which is great for bones. But here's the part no one talks about. What happens to that calcium next? Because if you're taking D3 without the right partners, it doesn't always go where it should. Instead of heading into your bones, that calcium can end up in your arteries or your kidneys. And over time, that can lead to arterial calcification, kidney stones, fatigue, or even digestive problems. It's not D3's fault. It's because D3 is just one piece of a much larger puzzle.
Yes, Mark. In Japan, we view nutrients as a system, not as pills in isolation. And for bone health, circulation, and muscle strength, 3 nutrients must move together. D3 is the door, K2 is the guide, magnesium is the key. Vitamin D3 opens the door and lets calcium enter the bloodstream. But vitamin K2 tells that calcium where to go away from arteries toward bones. And magnesium, it makes the entire process run smoothly, calming the nerves, relaxing the vessels, regulating your heartbeat, and helping D3 do its job properly.
So, what happens when you only take D3? We've seen it. Patients with good intentions who've been on high-dose D3 for months or years, but they never added K2, never supplemented magnesium. What happened? Blood calcium levels rose, their legs felt heavy, digestion slowed, sleep became restless. They even developed calcium buildup in places where it shouldn't be, and they were shocked because they thought they were doing something healthy.
In traditional Japanese medicine, we believe no door should open unless the room is prepared. Taking D3 without magnesium is like opening the floodgates without managing the flow. Taking D3 without K2 is like pouring water into the wrong pot. That's why we teach balance, not maximum dose, but maximum harmony.
Exactly. This is why I call D3, K2, and magnesium a nutrient triad. You don't want just one, you want all 3 in rhythm. Think of it as a triangle of protection. D3 allows calcium to be absorbed. A K2 sends calcium to the right places. Magnesium EUA prevents overreaction and supports every step.
We've even seen in studies that supplementing just one of these may increase imbalance in sensitive older adults. That's why many in Japan take small daily doses, not megadoses. Combine D3 with natto, a natural K2 food. Eat leafy greens and seeds daily for magnesium, and take breaks, especially in summer when sunlight is plentiful.
So what's the bottom line here? If you're taking D3 every day but not checking your K2 and magnesium intake, you may be doing more harm than good. These three nutrients don't belong in separate bottles on different shelves. They belong together in careful balance, not competition.
A single supplement can start the process, but only wise combination will finish it well. D3, K2, and magnesium are not separate heroes. They are a team, and your bones, heart, and muscles need all three to work in sync.
Now let's begin with the sunshine vitamin D3, or cholecalciferol. So let me ask you, have you ever popped a vitamin D3 pill thinking, well, it's just sunshine in a capsule, what could go wrong? That's exactly what many of my patients believe. And don't get me wrong, vitamin D3 is essential. It helps your body absorb calcium, keeps your hormones steady, and gives your immune system that daily edge. But here's the thing. D3 is powerful. And like any powerful tool, it needs to be handled wisely. Why? Because when taken alone, especially over months or years, it can cause calcium to build up in places. You don't want your arteries, your kidneys, your joints.
Exactly, Mark. We often say in Japan, no vitamin walks alone, and that couldn't be truer for D3. On its own, it opens the door for calcium, but without K2 to guide it and magnesium to regulate it, that calcium might walk into your arteries instead of your bones.
Right. And here's what I want everyone listening to know. If you're over 50, your skin's ability to convert sunlight into vitamin D slows down, which makes supplementation helpful. So, when is the best time to use D3 in winter when there's less sun, or when a blood test shows levels below 30 ml, and especially if you're experiencing low energy, bone weakness, or frequent colds?
But let me ask this. What if you've been taking D3 daily non-stop for 3 months? Or maybe even longer? That's where things can get tricky. Here's when you should consider taking a break from D3, when your blood D3 level is over 50 mmol. If you've had 3 continuous months of supplementation, and especially if you feel symptoms like dry mouth, insomnia, constipation, or even early signs of kidney stones.
Exactly. Those are what I call whispers from the body. You might think you're doing everything right, but your system is quietly saying, hey, this is too much. This is too... And now, the next question I often get, what form of D3 is best? Here's my answer. Always choose cholecalciferol, which is D3, not D2. Go for a soft gel in oil or liquid drops. And take it with a meal containing fat, like eggs, nuts, or avocado.
In Japan, D3 is rarely taken alone. People might get it through grilled fish egg yolks or cod liver, and when they supplement, they do so in small food-like doses, not mega doses. Want to support D3 naturally? Try these fatty fish like salmon, sardines, or mackerel, egg yolks, especially from pasture-raised chickens, beef liver just a small amount once a week, and yes, morning sunlight for 15-30 minutes, ideally on skin without sunscreen or glass between.
And if you're someone who prefers supplements, these are brands I trust with my patients: Nordic Naturals, Thorne, Pure Encapsulations. Each of these offers clean third-party tested options, often with oil bases to help absorption.
So let's recap this section. D3 is essential, but only when needed. It works best in harmony with K2 and magnesium. Pay attention to your labs and your body's signals, and when in doubt, less is often more. The sun gives life, but even sunlight needs balance. So too with D3, it should rise and rest just like the day.
So now that we've talked about vitamin D3 and its critical role in calcium absorption, let me ask you something. Where does that calcium go after it enters your bloodstream? Because here's the real problem. Just getting calcium into the body isn't enough. In fact, without proper guidance, that calcium can settle in all the wrong places, your arteries, your joints, or even your...
That's exactly right, Mark. And this is where vitamin K2 becomes absolutely essential. We often say in Japan, D3 opens the door. But without K2, calcium may walk into the wrong room, your arteries, not your bones. In other words, D3 gives calcium a ticket into the bloodstream. But it's K2 that tells calcium where to go and, more importantly, where not to go.
Right. So, what exactly does K2 do? Well, K2 activates special proteins like osteocalcin and matrix GLA protein that help escort calcium into your bones and teeth, while also pulling it away from soft tissues where it could do harm. And for anyone over 50, this function becomes more and more important.
So the next question is K2 safe to take long-term? And the answer is absolutely yes when used correctly. Clinical studies show that taking 90 to 200 micrograms per day of MK7, the most bioavailable form of K2, is not only safe, it's actually protective. Unlike K1, which you get from leafy greens and helps with blood clotting, K2 works on an entirely different level, managing calcium, reducing arterial stiffness, and protecting against osteoporosis.
So, where can we get K2 in our diets? Here's where it gets tricky. Most Western diets are low in K2, but in Japan and parts of Europe, traditional fermented foods naturally contain it. And these are top food sources of K2, especially MK7 natto-fermented soybeans, extremely rich in K2 aged cheeses, especially Gouda and Edam egg yolks from pasture-raised hens, goose, or chicken liver.
Natto may not be everyone's favorite taste, but in Japan, it's revered as a longevity food. We don't just eat fermented foods for flavor, we eat them for function. Even one small serving of natto delivers more than 700 mcg of K2, which is far more than most people get from diet alone.
But let's be honest, most people outside Japan aren't going to eat natto. So, what then? The next best option is supplementation. If you're taking D3, especially in moderate or high doses, you should seriously consider adding K2, ideally the MK7 form. Why MK7? It has a longer half-life in the body, stays active longer, requires microgram level dosing, and is more stable than MK4 or K1. How to supplement K2 properly. Look for a dose of 90 to 200 mcg day of MK7. Choose a supplement that pairs D3 plus. K2 together for convenience. Always take with food, containing healthy fats to help absorption. Trusted brands we recommend: Gero Formulas, Innovix Labs, Now. Foods. These brands are third-party tested and offer forms of K2 that are easy for the body to absorb and utilize.
And here's something important to remember: K2 doesn't need cycling like D3 sometimes does. It's safe to take consistently, and it actually works best that way.
So, to wrap up this section, let's get one thing clear. If you're taking vitamin D3, but ignoring K2, you might be sending calcium to the wrong places. But with K2, especially MK7, you're giving calcium the GPS. It needs to get to your bones, not your arteries.
And in our tradition, we always say, bones aren't built by calcium alone. They're built by direction, balance, and care.
So we've talked about calcium as the brick, vitamin D3 as the builder. But let me ask, who's the one making the blueprint? Who tells them where to place the bricks and how to build strong bones, calm nerves, and a steady heart? That role belongs to magnesium. Magnesium is often the most overlooked nutrient in the senior supplement cabinet, but it's also the one that holds everything together. Without enough magnesium, your body can't fully activate vitamin D. It struggles with nerve function, muscle contraction, and even something as simple as sleep.
Yes, in fact, in Japan, we don't see magnesium as a pill. We see it in miso soup, in sesame seeds, and seaweed. It's part of daily life, not just a treatment.
Exactly. And yet in the US, magnesium deficiency is incredibly common, especially in older adults. Let's break this down a bit. Why are seniors more likely to be magnesium deficient? There are three big reasons: medication use, especially diuretics water pills, proton pump inhibitors for acid reflux, and some blood pressure meds can flush magnesium out of the body. Dietary gaps. Many people don't eat enough green vegetables, whole grains, or seeds that naturally contain magnesium. Age-related absorption issues as we age our gut doesn't absorb magnesium as efficiently.
And what happens when magnesium is too low? You may experience muscle cramps, constipation, irregular heartbeat, anxiety, or sleep disturbances, and yet many people think these are just signs of aging.
But here's the good news. It's simple to restore. Let's talk supplements. What are the safest and most effective forms of magnesium for people over 50? Not all magnesium supplements are created equal. Some can cause diarrhea. Others aren't well absorbed. Here are the best options. Magnesium glycinate. This is gentle, well absorbed, and doesn't affect the bowels. Ideal for sleep support, anxiety, and overall nervous system balance. Magnesium malate. Great for energy production. This form can help fight fatigue and muscle tension. Magnesium citrate. A bit more stimulating for digestion, helps gently with constipation, but still well tolerated. What to avoid? Be cautious with magnesium oxide. It's poorly absorbed and often causes diarrhea or bloating, especially in sensitive stomachs.
And if I may add, magnesium is not just a nutrient. It's a signal, a whisper of calm in a noisy body. That's why we teach elders in Japan to eat slowly, chew sesame seeds mindfully, and drink mineral-rich broth. It's not just what you eat, it's how you use it.
Let's also not forget food sources, because food first is always a smart choice. Great magnesium-rich foods include dark leafy greens like spinach and kale, pumpkin seeds, sunflower seeds, cashews, lentils, quinoa, whole oats, and brown rice. Even dark chocolate in moderation is a great source. And if you're looking for trusted brands, here are some favorites that many of my patients have used safely. Recommended magnesium brands: Doctor's Best, Magnesium, Glycinate, Natural Vitality, Calm, Great in Powder, Form, Life Extension, Magnesium, Caps for mixed forms. How should you take magnesium? Best taken at night, especially if sleep is an issue. Take with or after food. Stay consistent, give it at least 2 to 3 weeks to see full benefits.
In traditional Japanese health, we don't treat magnesium like a quick fix. We respect it as daily balance. When magnesium flows, energy flows.
So, whether you're taking D3 and K2, or just starting to think about supplements after 50, don't forget the missing architect of the equation, magnesium. Together, these three, D3, K2, and magnesium, form a triangle of protection for your bones, your heart, and your longevity. So, here's the big question everyone wants answered. When should you stop taking your vitamins, or at least take a break? It sounds strange, right? We think of supplements as harmless. But over time, even good things can become unbalanced.
That's true, Mark. Even clear water, if left sitting too long, can become stagnant. In Japan, we believe the body responds best to rhythms, not rigid routines. Constant high-dose supplements may overwhelm your system quietly.
Exactly. One of the main reasons we recommend pausing certain vitamins, especially D3 or magnesium, is because the body adapts. What used to help you might become less effective over time, or even cause subtle side effects. This is especially true if you don't rotate brands or forms, never test blood levels, take high doses for months without review.
And let's be clear, we're not talking about toxicity in the extreme sense. We're talking about micro overload, just enough to disturb your hormones, digestion, or sleep.
So what are the red flags that you might need a break? Here are 5 subtle signs to watch for: unexplained fatigue, especially if you've been feeling wired but tired, digestive upset, gas, bloating, constipation, sleep problems, waking in the middle of the night, heart palpitations or racing pulse, hot palms, or unexpected night sweating.
If you notice one or more of these, try this pause. All supplements for 5 to 10 days. Keep a small journal to track changes in energy, sleep quality, digestion. Then restart, but begin with lower doses and make sure you're combining D3 with K2 and magnesium, not taking them in isolation.
This isn't about fear, it's about wisdom. Your body knows how to reset sometimes, it just needs silence. So, after everything we've talked about, the benefits, the risks, the signs to pause, let's now answer the most practical question. How should people over 60 take these supplements safely? Because let's be honest, at this age, your body is wiser but also more sensitive. A small imbalance can echo loudly. Here's my first piece of advice. Don't take vitamin D3 year-round, unless you've confirmed a deficiency through a blood test. Many of my patients come in taking 5,000 IU daily, even in the summer, without checking their levels. That's unnecessary for most people, and sometimes even harmful. Instead, go for a gentle daily dose, 1,000 to 2,000 IU, ideally combined with K2 and magnesium in one soft gel or capsule. That way you're not just adding D3, you're giving your body the full support system it needs to use it wisely.
In Japan, we believe if a supplement becomes a habit, it should act like food, not medicine, which is why we prioritize whole foods first. Let me share a few favorites we recommend for elders. Natto, one of the richest natural sources of vitamin K2. Even a spoonful contains more than 700 mcg. Seaweed, especially wakame and nori, rich in magnesium, iodine, and trace minerals. Tofu and edamame, gentle sources of plant protein that pair well with K2-rich meals. Sunflower seeds, high in magnesium, vitamin E, and healthy fats.
And let's not forget the power of sunlight. If you're able, just 15 to 20 minutes of morning sun without sunscreen, and ideally on arms or legs, can naturally stimulate D3 production. That's the original supplement.
Yes, nature already made the best supplement. We just need to chew it or walk under it.
So, here's our final checklist for anyone over 60. Start with food. First, fatty fish eggs, natto seaweed. If supplementing, use lower doses with Synergy, D3 plus, K2 plus. Magnesium, take breaks every few months. Listen to your body's signals. Test your levels, don't guess, especially if symptoms appear.
Your body is no longer young, but it's incredibly intelligent. It doesn't need more pills. It needs better timing, better combinations, and better listening.
Let me leave you with something simple but powerful. Supplements can heal or harm. The difference isn't the capsule, it's your awareness. After 60, your body speaks more softly, but also more wisely. It doesn't always scream when something's wrong. Sometimes it just whispers, "I'm tired, I can't sleep, my heart feels off." And often the cause isn't something new, it's something we've been doing too long, without pause.
In Japan, we have a saying, "Even the best medicine must rest." That includes the most trusted supplements, vitamin D3, K2, magnesium. Yes, they support bones. Yes, they support your heart and immune system, but only when used with rhythm and reason. So here's your small but powerful mission this week. Take 10 minutes and look at every supplement you're taking daily. Ask, do I still need this? If you're feeling fatigued, anxious, bloated, or just off, try taking a 7-day pause. Let your body breathe. Let it speak. And when you start again, do so with new understanding. Use lower doses. Combine nutrients wisely. Prioritize food, not pills.
You don't have to fear supplements, but you do need to respect their power, especially as you age. And sometimes the healthiest act is simply to do less. If you or someone you love is taking D3, K2, or magnesium every day, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this episode. That one gentle break could be exactly what your body's been asking for.